For northern Payne County. I wouldn't be surprised. Look how that's tightened up. Main area spin. This is the tornado warning south of Red Rock. Corey's on 177. That's this feed right here, the side of your screen. And then also here just off to the south, north of Stillwater, we have a little early TVS marker right there. Basically the first little hint, the computer's kind of locking on to that rotation near the ground level. Okay, an exclusive here for News 4, debris detector, nothing being lofted up into the air just yet, but we're going to kind of check back on that and watch that carefully. All right, Chris McBee, you're on deck. We're going to kind of go down to your storm right now. Again, I want to keep emphasizing this. If you live both north of I-40 and west of I-35, if you're in this quadrant of Oklahoma, flooding rain is your main concern tonight. That's your main concern. If you live south of I-40, though, and off to the south and southwest of Oklahoma City, well, yeah, we still do have some powerful thunderstorms to look at and to kind of investigate. This one right over Anadarko, there's rotation right here between Fort Cobb and Anadarko. This is a little supercell right here. It's kind of surrounded by other storms, but it is interacting with a boundary that has been giving us tornadoes. We've had 2 tornadoes today, and no tornado imminent right here, but let's go ahead and check in with Chris McBee as he continues to kind of reposition himself and to get into position here a little bit closer to that. And almost looks like we can make out some more storm features on your stream, Chris. Tell us what you see and give us a little bit of kind of a front seat view of what you got here.
Yeah, I'm near Surreal. I had to make some movements to get back north towards the Caddo County storm. I do have it in view. There's some pretty nice structure to this storm, to be honest with you. I'm about to come over this hill where you'll be able to see it a little better as I'm getting back up here into view. So definitely a severe-looking storm. It definitely has some structure to it. A lot of lightning, looks like. I just saw that at ground level. I'm getting a little bit closer where I can get a little bit better view of the base of this. So I will be there momentarily. I'm snaking my way there right now.
All right, sounds good. Thanks for that report here. Again, Chris McBee near Surreal, heading toward that rotation, getting a little bit of a shear marker near Anadarko, and that just tells us that, yeah, there is some spin definitely in the atmosphere. That's what we're looking at on radar as well, so we can confirm that here. Let's take a view back. Again, tornado warning for Noble County continues until 7 o'clock. We'll check in with that. Also rotation north of Stillwater, but want to keep everyone forewarned of what's going on here. Thunderstorms increasing in coverage here from basically north of Lawton and Cache all the way up to our Kansas border. We are looking at some sizable hail right here for that Caddo County severe thunderstorm warning near the Anadarko area, Elgin. A couple hail cores here that are fairly significant, and then also near that tornado warning. That's what's outlined in red. This is north central Oklahoma. Perry, you're pretty much in the clear. Red Rock, Morrison, and north of Stillwater. That's where things are really ramping up as far as intensity with this thing. So new severe thunderstorm warning here carries this thing even farther off to the east. You can see that outlined, and again, near the Stillwater area, you're going to get hail at the absolute minimum. Let's go to Corey. His stream looks a lot darker right now. Corey, 2 areas of spin, one very close to your location, another area of spin just north of Stillwater right there. What do you got?
Yeah, Aaron, I'm right here in the Sooner Lake area. The area of rotation that we were watching in the Red Rock area is actually right over the north end of Sooner Lake right now. So it is east of 177 and starting to get the rain wrapping in on the back side of it. It doesn't look near as intense as what it was just a few minutes ago when we talked. Can also see the lowering on the storm between Morrison and Stillwater just to my south. Going to have to get down here to Highway 15 and get east to get out of the rain here and get a better look at it for you. But right now, the one that has cleared Perry and Red Rock has started to weaken there and getting rain wrapped in around it. And we're going to drop down here and check out the one between Stillwater and Morrison. Back to you.
Okay, really good right there. Let's we'll check in here again with you in just a little bit, Corey. Still continuing the tornado warning on that cell in Noble County. They're going to continue that until 7 o'clock. This rotation's right near Sooner Lake, just as Corey was talking about. Now, here's a tracker on that southern cell that is just north of Stillwater right here. So if you're in Morrison, no tornado warning. But this thing's going to be knocking on your door here any moment. And this is, again, in the same environment. Same kind of stuff is going on as that storm cell just off to the north in Noble County that prompted the tornado warning. So, again, Morrison, heads up. I'd definitely take your tornado precautions right now. You are under severe thunderstorm warning. That in and of itself is enough to get away from windows, to get into that small interior room away from windows. And also in the Pawnee area, same story, as this thing is going to be coming into your area just after about 7 o'clock. So we're watching powerful thunderstorms, two of them, two little cores in north central Oklahoma that are certainly causing some problems. And you know what? We continue to get more shear markers here popping up on this thing north of Stillwater. This is north of Stillwater by about 5 or 6 miles. It's about 7 or 8 miles, roughly about 7, 8, 9, 10 miles southwest of Morrison. And it's just west of Glencoe by about the same distance, 9 or 10 miles. So Morrison, Glencoe, really under the gun. Big rotation right here at the very least. You're going to have quarter to golf ball sized hail. Rotation enhances that. And also, you might have a developing tornado in these areas. Let's go back to Corey's stream. Wow, it looks like he broke into some clearing right now, and we can actually see some definition in that stream. Corey, I know we spoke to you just about a minute or so ago, but again, your picture continues to evolve. Tell us about it.
Yeah, Aaron, I'm here at 177 and Highway 15, getting ready to turn back east. There was a secondary lowering that just crossed Highway 177 directly over the top of me. There's rotation right now getting ready to cross Sooner Lake, but a lot of heavy rain. You almost have to be right in there with it to be able to see it. So people on up to the northeast, past Sooner Lake, up towards Ralston and Fairfax should go ahead and take their tornado precautions. We've lost visual on the one to the south towards the Morrison-Stillwater area, but it's going to have to turn east here on 15 and get out of the rain to be able to take a look at it. Back to you.
Corey, I think we had your stream full. I think you might have just driven under a funnel. What do you think about that?
That is a very good possibility, Aaron. That thing came out of the rain. Like I said, that was the secondary area of rotation that just came out of the rain the further south we got there. So that's a very good possibility that there was a funnel there as it crossed 177.
Yeah, you drove into clear air. So what we know about tornadoes is and funnels is that they pull everything up, and that includes rain. So you can see right now, Corey's in a lot of rain. It's torrential rain. There's no upward motion. It's allowing the rain to fall. When he drove under that funnel that we just saw, that means everything's getting sucked up. It prevents rain from coming down. So that's why we talk about wall clouds. That's why we talk about clear areas in thunderstorms. It's because you have that upward motion. And likely we just saw Corey drive under some sort of a funnel here. Let's go to Chris McBee here. Chris has got a shot here. All right, look at that. Wow. Wow, what a shot. All right, that's big time rotation in southern Oklahoma. We're going to check back with Corey, okay? Tornado warning continues for Noble County. This is in far southern parts of our area. In Caddo County, Chris McBee, go ahead.
Yeah, like I said, I'm just trying to get up towards the, the area of rotation up there near Anadarko. Definitely very ominous looking down here. I haven't seen any, defined areas of rotation or funnel clouds or anything like that. Nothing like we saw a little bit earlier today. But yeah, I'm definitely keeping an eye out. It's ominous out here for sure.
Look at that, folks. I mean, that is, this looks like May out here, doesn't it? Right here on the shot for Chris McBee. You've got a couple striations right here. So it looks like this thing is either turning or, Chris, if you're still with us, what would you say more? I mean, you've got a much better field of view. Is that some sort of a roll cloud, or is that some sort of a striation as this thing is rotating? Because I see rotation on radar. What would be, I mean, you've been watching this thing. What would be your honest view on what we're seeing right here?
Well, let me get a little better view of it here.
Because
I think in the foreground. Go ahead, sorry.
I mean, if it's gusting out, that's of course a better situation for folks in Caddo County, and a lot of times you'll get that horizontal cloud, but also if this thing is rotating, you can get something that looks like this where you have those striations. So we're just trying to kind of see what this storm is doing here. There is rotation on radar. It's broad. It's right near a kind of a patchy area, but would you take that as more striations and that kind of spaceship-looking supercell look to it, or what do you think?
Well, at times this definitely has kind of looked like the mothership, that we're so used to seeing. It's a little hard to tell right now. I'm coming in some rain right here. It's a little bit hard to tell, honestly, what kind of structure we're looking at, but it definitely bears watching. There's definitely a chance of some spin-ups out here for sure, out here in Caddo County.
Okay, real good report now. The rotation is basically 4 to 5 miles west and northwest, or due northwest of Anadarko. It's going to move toward Gracemont, okay? So that's where the rotation is on this storm. And I know you're kind of coming at it from the south. We'll come back to your stream in a little bit. We're going to check in with Corey in a little bit too as he kind of repositions, but let's go to Max 3 and show you what's going on here. Still, tornado warning does continue in northern Oklahoma for Noble County. This severe thunderstorm warning is for Caddo County that we're looking at right here. And what I've got now is velocity on, and you can see that there is spin. So I'm kind of inclined to believe that what we're looking at right there in his stream a little bit earlier was some spin right there. Hey, let's go up to Corey Stream. I want to see what he's got there. If we can take Corey Inman full. Corey's up near Noble County. Corey, looks like we had some sort of a lowering up in the sky. Was that just scud clouds, or what was that?
No, Aaron, I'm on Highway 15 just on the east side of Sooner Lake. You're looking back over Sooner Lake now. This is the second area of rotation that we were talking about that produced the funnel as it came over 177. You can see the spin back just to the southeast of the Sooner power plant lights there. There's an area of spin and a little funnel hanging down there, but right now that one area, and then there's another area of rotation just back to the southwest as this thing continues to slide off to the east. Aaron, back to you.
All right, so you're basically just south of this rotation, kind of looking north up into it. Is that how I understand?
Yes, sir. I'm on the south side of Sooner Lake looking back almost due north as it's crossing Sooner Lake right now.
Okay, and for folks in this area, near the Sooner Lake area, this is a tornado-warned cell right now, and the rotation has been very persistent, probably the most persistent rotation that we've seen all day out of any thunderstorm complex, severe or not. And this thing continues. Look at the light coming down behind that thing. So again, near Sooner Lake in north central Oklahoma, that's in Noble County, tornado warning continues. And as we look at Corey's Stream, I mean, these clouds are hanging low. They're ingesting a lot of inflow. They're sucking up everything underneath it. And just about 6 or 7 minutes ago, we had Corey driving under what I believe was a funnel. And he believes that too, as he drove basically right underneath it. The funnel is hanging down on some of these low hanging clouds, and he drove right under that thing. So a lot of this is spinning. This is a look at, is that Chris McBee's Stream right there? All right, looks like Chris McBee's Stream. He's getting closer to a storm in Caddo County. And Chris, it looks like you got some kind of lowering there. Tell us.
Yeah, I'm kind of watching that too. Like I said, I'm coming up from the south towards Anadarko right now. And every once in a while, I do see a little bit of a lowering. I haven't seen anything, definitive. You know what I mean? But yeah, the storm definitely has some lowerings, and these things can come up so quick. So it's a little bit hard to find some of these areas of rotation, but I'm definitely watching.
Just tell me your temperature, and if you can guess, I know you're driving, but if you can guess what the winds are in your area right now.
The winds right in my area don't seem too strong. I'm running a little over 70 degrees Fahrenheit here, so we'll see. But yeah, I'm definitely coming up on the area of interest in this storm in Caddo County, and as soon as I get a little better view, I'll let you know.
All right, sounds good. Let's go to Max 3 here, and I'll tell you what Chris is looking at is spinning. It is rotating, and as it continues north, it's actually going into a less favorable environment, so that's good. But, just right now, there again, that little triangle that says early. We've been seeing these all day long. That's our computer telling us here that this is in the early stages of tornadic development here, okay? So that's what's called TVS, Tornado Vortex Signature Early Marker. And that's moving right into Gracemont, or just south and southeast of Gracemont. If you're in Gracemont, you should already be indoors away from windows because of the severe thunderstorm warning that you're under. There's going to be some hail, golf ball, larger size hail right here. Anadarko, the spin is missing you off to the north. Chris is coming at this thing from the south, so he's looking at it from south to north. Definitely in Gracemont. No tornado warning right now, but there is a tornado tendency to spin up real quickly with the storms that we've been seeing out here, and that certainly is a possibility as we continue on through the next, I'd say about 15 minutes before this really gets into more stable air, but it's just kind of on the verge of stable and unstable air. Chris said it's 70 degrees out there. It's cooler off to the north. Once you get in the 60s, the tornado threat really starts to plummet, but we're not just quite there yet. We're very close. Again, Highway 281 Gracemont, this is in Caddo County that we're watching potential for maybe a brief spin up, but nothing so far is on the ground right now. Lots more behind this. Also, lots more rain. Elgin down south, Lawton, you're now clear. Things have cleared out. That's certainly good. And also, you see the Red Rock Stream up there. That's Corey Inman. We'll check in with him just a little bit later on. Here's the very least of it. You're going to get some hail. You're going to get some flooding concerns. We've already had 4 or 5 inches of flooding rains in parts of western and southwestern Oklahoma so far today. And as we look at the hail tracker here in this Caddo County storm, again, Anadarko, Gracemont, coinciding with where that spin is, we're also getting some decent sized hail markers anywhere between quarters and golf balls being indicated right there. So still very small tornado warning continues for far eastern Noble County. Again, there it is. You can see that little box. We've been trimming this thing back, kind of cutting it back inch by inch. And let's see here, just reading the latest from the National Weather Service. Yeah, kind of trimming it back inch by inch, and near Sooner Lake is where that spin is. You know what? The spin's looking a lot less intense. That's good. It's looking a lot less intense here as we look at velocities. Our little marker, that's TVS marker, that has gone away. That's certainly good. There's 2 areas of spin, one moving into Morrison and Glencoe. The spin in Morrison, or south of Morrison, is almost looking a little bit more ominous than the spin off to the north. Again, it doesn't look like an imminent tornado to me right now, but still, there's definitely spin there. There's definitely some big hail. That's going to be a big concern. Let's go to Corey Inman. Great shot right there, Corey. You keep positioning because this thing keeps coming up on you. I want to go to you and take a look and tell us what you're seeing right there.
Aaron, I'm going to give you 2 shots. I'm on Highway 15 east of Sooner Lake right now. The shot that you have now is looking south towards the Morrison area, and you can see that area, that lowering in area of rotation to the south is getting a lot stronger than what it was just a few minutes ago. And as I turn the truck around, you're going to be looking back to the west-northwest towards the area of rotation that was over Sooner Lake, and you can see it's kind of broadened out and isn't quite what it was back when we were on the 177 area and when it crossed Sooner Lake. That's kind of the base of the lowering there has kind of smoothed itself out and not picking up near as much rotation. So we're going to get over here and head south towards Pawnee and see if we can get in front of this storm coming out of the Morrison area. Back to you.
Corey, that was a great shot. I mean, we got 2 storms in 1 shot right there. And what you see right now is where he's spinning his truck around. And that's the storm near Sooner Lake. That's in the screen right there. And again, what we've seen on radar is exactly what Corey is observing on the ground. That storm has really lessened its intensity. It has really gotten a lot better as far as not being as dangerous anymore. It's moving away from Red Rock. It's basically right over Sooner Lake, moving on the north sides of Sooner Lake. But again, the storm right over Morrison has intensified. We're seeing that on radar, just as Corey was talking about. That's the storm that he started showing us, all right here near Morrison. Decent spin right there. It's getting a little bit closer. And the thing about this is actually closer to the boundary. The storm on Morrison is closer to that boundary. So there's quite a bit of spin right there. There's additional ingredients to it. All right, it's like if you're making a small cake, you have a small amount of ingredients. If you make a bigger one or want to make a bigger one, you're going to need more ingredients. And that's basically what we're feeding into this thing on the southern and southeastern sides of this line right here. So Morrison, Glencoe, tornado precautions. You don't have a tornado warning right now, but certainly a spin up the tornado warning does continue for these areas, but the spin on the north side that initially prompted the warning has really started to decrease in intensity. Okay, so good news near Sooner Lake, Morrison area, toward Pawnee. You got to keep a heads up on this thing, okay? Tornado precautions, interior room, away from windows. A closet would be a good area. A bathroom is always a good area. And if you're in a mobile home, if you're in in Pawnee, now is the time to leave that mobile home. Find some substantial shelter because they're not safe, especially with straight line winds too. That can be a big concern even if you don't get a tornado right there. All right, so that is again what's going on. We're not seeing any debris. This is something you only see on News 4, debris detector. If we had debris being lofted up, it would show up as a black bullseye. We're not seeing that, okay? So another good thing. That's why I keep checking in with that. We want to make sure that there's nothing on the ground. I don't see anything on the ground right this very second. But again, tornado warning continues for, well, technically another 3 minutes here for far, far eastern Noble County. All right, farther south you go. If you're north of I-40, if you're northwest of Oklahoma City, and if you're west of I-35, severe potential is near 0. Lots of lightning, lots of flooding. Here's that storm that Chris McBee is on near Anadarko, and this thing continues to have some subtle rotation to it. There we go, Gracemont. Yep, if you're in Gracemont, rotation's basically right over you. Chris McBee, this rotation's actually come up a little bit. It's come up over the last time we talked just a few minutes ago near Gracemont, north of Anadarko. Tell us what you got. Go.
Yeah, I'm coming into Anadarko right now. Coming into the rain, I don't have a lot of visibility just to the northwest of the Gracemont area. I was going to ask you, it looks like there's a couplet to my south, too, east of Apache. I don't know if we look at that. It looks like lightning is really ramped up on that one as well. That one's right behind me. So let me know what, if you want me to turn around and get back to that one. But,
Chris?
right now.
Chris,
go ahead,
I do want you to turn around and go back to that one, and I'll tell you why. The one near Gracemont, it is showing a TVS, tornado vortex signature. If we can kind of go back, there we go, to our triple box here. So Chris, you're looking off to the north right now. The storm rotation near Gracemont is throwing some markers right now, but it's quickly moving into a cooling environment. And as it does so, it's going to unwind itself. It's going to stop spinning. It's going to become less of a threat. So I give this another couple minutes in Gracemont. Tornado precautions, storm precautions, stay away from windows. But this is going to start to lose intensity. All right, now off to the south, I just checked lightning data, and lightning is coming up. Just like you said, Chris, that's a very good observation because lightning's coming up near Cyril. There's some rotation right there. It's basically 4 to 5 miles west-northwest of Cyril, and that's going to move into Anadarko. So yeah, I would head toward Anadarko, watch as the secondary rotation comes up there, which is still in the warm, moist environment, the warm air that's going to give it that energy to keep going. And yeah, we'll check back with you here as you kind of reorient yourself and show us that lightning and hopefully get some better visibility on that. So again, this is Caddo County right here, severe thunderstorm warning, no tornado warning, but there's 2 areas of spin that's going to give you hail in Gracemont, moving slowly into more stable air, which is going to lessen the severity. And then also near Cyril here, rotation just off to the west-northwest is kind of holding firm. In fact, it's strengthening up just a little bit as it's unimpeded. It has plenty of that warm, moist air to keep itself going. So that's what we're watching right there. Other good news here, just got info that the tornado warning that was up in Noble County has been allowed to expire. Okay, that was set to expire at 7 o'clock. We're basically there right now, so that has been allowed to expire. Still watching some fairly decent rotation up there near the Red Rock area. Okay, so other areas, we're actually seeing more thunderstorms starting to form now near the Red River. So the major threat here that's going to affect many more Oklahomans, even though we've already had 2 tornadoes today, it's going to be the flooding. Already had several inches in several areas, 3, 4, 5-inch totals. I've seen them here in western and southwestern Oklahoma. They're closing roads in Altus because of flooding, and in other areas, basically the same story. Secondary threat is hail and high wind. Anadarko, there we go. See that little rotation that Chris McBee is talking about? It's coming in from the south, and we're going to watch that here as it moves toward your area. These thunderstorms continue, especially west of the Oklahoma City metro the next couple hours before they move into northern Oklahoma where we have more stable air, and they'll finally get out of here as we go into tonight. I want to check in with Corey Inman real quick, then we're going to go quickly back to Chris McBee. We're watching that storm cell near Cyril really start to intensify. Okay, looks like we'll check in with them here in just a little bit, but yeah, we're watching that start to intensify. Good news is for the Stillwater area, Glencoe area, this storm system not technically tornado warned anymore. It is losing some intensity, but still I'm watching a couple areas of spin. I'm going to mouse over here from Morrison to Glencoe. It's just now leaving Glencoe. Pawnee, keep an eye on this. I'm going to keep an eye on it for you. No tornado imminent right now, but certainly something that we're going to watch. Let's go to Chris McBee. Looks like you turned around right here. You're heading south now toward Anadarko. The cell near Cyril right now is picking up its intensity. Rotation's increasing, reflectivity is increasing. It's still in a moist and rich environment. Tell us what you see.
Yeah, I'm actually heading just east out of Anadarko. I'm going to get south on a county road here just so I can get a little bit better visibility on the southern storm. So I'm doing that right now. I'm turning here just momentarily, and I'll have a good view of it. It definitely looks low back to my south right now. So like I said, just here momentarily, I'll get you a good shot of that, and we'll keep an eye on it.
Okay, sounds real good here. No imminent tornado right now, but again, if you're in Caddo County, especially southern Caddo County, between Cyril and Anadarko, even Verdon and the Verdon area, watch out as this thing is coming close to you. So I'm going to give you a quick rundown of what we got. We're going to go back to programming here in just a moment's time, but we want to kind of update folks as to what's going on here before we do so. And of course, we've done it several times. We'll definitely cut into programming here if we need to, if there's a life-threatening situation. Already 2 tornadoes here in the state today that we've had. So again, severe thunderstorm warning continues for far eastern and southeastern parts of Noble County, Payne County. Severe thunderstorm warning. Rotation is now north of Stillwater near the Glencoe area and heading toward Pawnee. No imminent tornado for Pawnee. You're going to have some large hail though, so watch out for that. Here's that rotation. 2 areas of rotation, one of them near Sooner Lake that's moving off to the east of Sooner Lake, and then near Glencoe that's heading toward the Pawnee area. And you can see that right there. This is lessening in intensity though, all right? It's lessening in intensity. We have no debris on the ground. We have had no debris on the ground with this. Also good news. And again, I want to say this one more time. Anyone west of I-35, if you're both west of I-35 and north of I-40, flooding is your main concern. That's it. Severe weather threat is pretty much near zero because the frontal boundary, it's off to your south, okay? Flood concerns, though, anywhere from Kingfisher to really all of western Oklahoma. I mean, this rain just keeps coming into the same areas again and again. Parts of Caddo County, central southern Caddo County near Anadarko, Cyril, watching a big hail maker right over Gracemont now. Basically no more time to move the car into shelter. It's right over you. And then also increasing rotation near the Cyril area that will move into Anadarko. So we're going to watch that. No tornado warning right now, but certainly possibility of maybe a quick spin up if this holds its current trend. Again, nothing imminent, but certainly take your severe weather precautions in parts of Caddo County, interior part of your building away from windows as the storm complex does continue. All right, there's our trackers right there. We're going to be following them on air, online. If things change, if they worsen, we'll be here in a moment's notice. Otherwise, we'll see you again here shortly. We'll head back to programming for the time being. Stay with News 4. We'll keep you forewarned.